Back with another Factz breakdown review. Before we get started, I want to say thank you to everybody who caught my last album, One Above All, produced entirely by Awesome J. Go and get that. Also, salute to everyone who watched my Cameron breakdown, and shout out to Cam up at the top for showing love to the journey on his lyrical career. Okay, let's get to this Ransom project, right? This brother's been on a tear since 2020, and his long journey on the side of the road and mountain to be the best is still going. The project Reinvention is a bucket list dream come true for MCs of all kinds because it's entirely produced by DJ Premier. Shout out to Primo. 6 tracks, 1 skit, chock full of lyricism. But there is one song in particular that I want to touch on today and break down, and that is Reinvention, which is the title track. Now, before we get into this song, I want to point out that Ransom is extremely technically proficient to the point where he is probably an ambassador for that, along with his sage wisdom that he drops in his bars. So to hear a flow shift in his writing was really pleasing to the ear. Excellent work. Now, first and foremost, prayers to Ransom and his family as they deal with something so traumatizing as a family member dealing with dementia. I empathize with your story and pray for better days, all right? About 3 weeks ago, I did a breakdown on Kendrick and his skill set, and what he's done before and what he does now to gain the masses. He doesn't sacrifice the content for the technique, is what a lot of fans and supporters say. Because it would be hard for them to follow, as they say as well, right? Well, Ransom goes above and beyond to craft an emotional tale about his experience dealing with his mom with dementia while still being technically elite. Now, let's start here. This first line at the top, right? Remember? That's his focal point, which is a 3-syllable word, but a 2-syllable focal point. Member, right? Now, he syllable stacks it to a 7-syllable multi-sequence with overcame with dementia, right? Before her brain was just overcame with dementia. Sober days I resent you. I'm so ashamed of my temper, right? As he continues, though, he uses segmenting, which is rhyming the segment of his 7-syllable multi-sequence to continue his train of thought. Right? Because she don't even know my name or my age, and my birthdays ain't the same. She don't know the days in September, right? So all of those words that I, pinpointed there was literally segmenting, right? So he's keeping it going from that standpoint. Now, from that, he proceeds to rhyme the full sentence while describing his hurt over the next 7 lines. Damn. All that shit that we overcame, I would hold that pain in the center of my soul. I was told never fold. When it rains, it could drench her. She moaned when I left her alone. Every day's an adventure. If only she stepped to the phone and engaged with a member. I'm grown, can accept that she old with the grays and the dentures. The cold is affecting the bones and the way it prevents her. Control when she's next to the stove. Throw my chains in the blender. She's act like she's 7 years old. Man, I hate this dementia. Listen. That is unbelievable, to convey your emotions about something that's really personal, but then to do it on this type of level. Not a lot of MCs can do that, and he does this effortlessly. Now, after this, he switches to talk about his past and how he didn't avenge his brother's demise. To my sister, I've got some closure to lend you. My older brother, I know I'm supposed to avenge you. I would have been easy when my heart was cold as December. Thought I was a fantasy when rock I smoked in Essentra. This part of insanity when selling dope's your agenda. The scars that it handed me but wasn't close to surrender. The Godfather family knows pistols go to Clemenza. The hard part of anarchy, it hits your soul and it'll cleanse you, right? So listen, that right there is a 13-syllable multi-sequence. What's interesting is he's going through all of these phases only to end the song with even more technique. This time he's using the technique of hemming, which is rhyming at the beginning and end of a bar for about 8 bars, right? And while doing this, he's taking you through his journey and mindset as a man to him being reinvented. So I'm going to walk you guys through that now to show you what hemming is, and this is beyond masterful. I swear to God, man, all these folks is pretenders, pretentious, or maybe the path I'm on is relentless. I dreamt this, persuading the path of war is defenseless. It's senseless. I pray for these bastards lost in the trenches. I meant this. We play with our basketballs by the entrance. Cemented. Was brave when you stashed that raw by the benches. Repentance. And listen, the initial focal point was remember. And do the syllable stacking and slant rhyme, and he kept that same rhyme with that word throughout the entire thing. Combining these techniques with emotional content led to some extremely rewarding results for fans of the craft and peers alike who all agree. That's top tier craftsmanship. Now look, the best way to make this more understanding for people, think about the clips in their fantastic project. Imagine if Birds Don't Sing emotional content and FICO was combined. Also, me saying this isn't meant to compare or say one is better than the other. The Birds Don't Sing and Reinvention both hit emotional notes, and there is poignancy in John Legend singing along with the production of Pharrell, with the writing of both No Malice and Pusha. But I think it's important to also take pride in your writing, which they clearly do on that song, as well as FICO. And obviously, Ransom does it as well on the Reinvention. But what do you think? Is this top tier writing, emotional content, and delivery combined? Let us know in the comments. Go pick up Reinvention by Ransom and DJ Premier. Let God Sort Them Out by the Clips and Pharrell. And of course, my last project, One Above All, produced by Awesome J. Next time you see me, I'll probably be breaking down some Joe Budden writing process over the span of 16 years. Sign up to Pendulum Inc. Long live lyricism.